Welcome everybody to Forza Horizon 4, and today we're taking a look at the 2008 Volkswagen Touareg R50. Now this was designed in collaboration with Audi and Porsche, with the goal of making an off-road vehicle that could handle like a sports car. Audi eventually came out with the Q7 and Porsche obviously came out with the Cayenne. And yeah, obviously all of them are there for sharing the same platform. Yeah, this was part of the first generation that was produced between 2002 and 2010, and this R50 version produced between 2007 and 2010, and was the third VW after the Golf and Passat to be given the R treatment. So basically the R version came with more power than the standard Touareg, bigger 21-inch wheels, and sport-tuned air suspension. Now the ridiculous thing about this car is the engine. It's without a doubt the not only the most significant thing about this car, but also one of the more stupid elements about it. Because as you can see, it's a V10 twin turbocharged diesel engine at 4.9 litres, producing 346 horsepower and 626 pounds-feet of torque. Now, because this is the R50 version, that is 36 horsepower more than the standard version and 73 pounds-feet of torque more as well. So, yeah, ludicrously big diesel engine with plenty of torque and a decent amount of horsepower. But at the end of the day, I can't see the point in such a large engine that is a diesel, because the whole point of a diesel is to be economical and fuel saving. This isn't going to be either of those, not just because it's obviously a large engine, but also because this car weighs 5,745 pounds. So yeah, outside of the fact that it's going to be good for towing, as evidenced by Fifth Gear towing this with using this car as a towing vehicle for a 747. Yeah, there's no real point to it, and yeah, the Q7 as well also had a ludicrously big diesel engine at 6 litres and also a V12 with twin turbos as well. So yeah, I just really don't see the point of it outside of towing. So yeah, if you've got a large caravan or you're towing vehicles to safety or anything like that, then yeah, sure, get it. But outside of that, I just can't see the point of it. I'd much rather have the V8 or preferably the 6 litre W12 engine that's more commonly seen in the Bentley Continental, because yeah, that's a pretty formidable engine, quite frankly. And yeah, considering this is an off-road vehicle, there's not all that much room inside. Sure, there's plenty of room up front, but at the back, yeah, there's not the greatest of legroom for a large vehicle like this, and it's hardly like they've pinched space there for the rear boot either, because yeah, that is not all that great. There are estate cars that are have a far larger boot than that, and yeah, inevitably with their top of the line versions will be faster and better handling than this, because obviously high rating SUV, no matter how you tune the suspension or make it from the start, it's always going to handle a little bit worse than a saloon or an estate car. So yeah, not massively impressed overall by this car, but nonetheless, it's a vehicle that is a sporting off-roader. Guess you can blame this and the Cayenne and the Q7 for really spurring on the SUV craze that has swept the car industry. But nonetheless, let's give it a chance and see what it can do on the open road. So yeah, being a diesel with 2 turbochargers and really rather sizable cubic capacity, as well as obviously being a V10, means that this has plenty of torque and therefore plenty of grunt off the line to obviously go along with the all-wheel drive system. And yeah, it's certainly not a slow car, especially considering it has less than 350 horsepower and weighs nearly 6,000 pounds, but it's just not all that exciting, quite frankly. A diesel engine outside of, say, Le Mans is not really supposed to be a sporting, power plant. And yeah, even though it's good up to 60, it's rather lags behind the higher up in the, gears that you go and the higher speed that you get. It starts to really rather slow down. But like I said, the 0 to 60 acceleration is rather good at 6.618 seconds. Doing up to 116.617 seconds and going to a top speed of 155 miles an hour. Now that's fairly good for a diesel engine, obviously, but we've had to have such a large engine to get to that kind of acceleration and top speed. Whereas obviously there are saloon cars out there with diesel engines, or even estate cars with diesel engines that can do that as well. Look at the BMW 5 Series, for instance, which was out around this time, and that had a fairly formidable diesel engine in that, and that could do, you know, more than 150, and was pretty much able to keep up with a normal 5 Series. So yeah, the engine really does not make any sense, like I said, outside of if you're towing things. So if you've got like a horse box or a caravan or anything like that, then yeah, this is the kind of car that you go for, because it has all the torque you need to, you know, obviously pull heavy loads. But outside of that, there's no real point to it. And yeah, the handling is a little bit, you know, wooden, to be honest. It handles, sure, but there's certainly better SUVs out there that handle better than this, while also offering more power and more speed and acceleration. And yeah, even though obviously it's got the R50 treatment, I just don't think they've done enough to it to really make it stand out as a sporting SUV, really. So yeah, not all that great, if I'm honest. But, you know, I do like this car nonetheless to be on the game, because it is an oddity in the SUV, you know, range of cars that we also have on this game. Outside of the Audi Q7, which we've also had on previous Forza games, but is unfortunately not on this game. We don't have big, you know, diesel engines like this. So yeah, it's nice to have it, because it is obviously a bit of an oddity in its class. But outside of that, and the obvious advantages to when it comes to tuning it up, because yeah, you can get a huge amount of torque out of this once you upgrade it. There's no real point to it, and I can see even less point of it in real life, quite frankly, because yeah, you buy diesel to be economical and save fuel and save yourself money, and you're certainly not going to do that with an engine this size. So yeah, if you wanted a more economical version of this car, you'd go for the 2.5 litre inline-5 engine or the 3 litre V6 diesel, or if you wanted a more sporting vehicle, go for the W12 or the V8. But yeah, this is just, you know, just a bit of an oddity, really. You can say you have a big V10 diesel and plenty of torque, but outside of that, you're not really going to impress anyone, and you're certainly not going to impress your wallet, because this will drain it, no doubt about that. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.